You gonna answer these on stream when you're done with broccoli? Alright, let's do it. Sure. I don't know why this is already answered for me, but I do say GIF even though I know it's GIF because I like I like annoying people. But we're with the majority. Is the dress blue and black or white and gold? I'm not gonna open. Oh well, we can for everyone, but that's the infamous photo. I don't know what to say to this because I do see both depending on, well, everyone sees both depending on how they're looking at it, but for me, this is white and gold right now, so we'll go with white and gold. Oh no. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Your mum. And if we're going with your mum, it's gonna be the chicken. But how did the chicken lay the egg? Without the egg laying the chicken? I think the egg. You've never seen it as blue? If you hold it, if you open it on your mobile map and just change your angles a little bit, depending on the environment you're in, you'll change a little bit. Unless if I remember, it might be to do with people's irises. Not everyone can see both, but majority of people can see one or the other. Should a sandwich be cut diagonally or horizontally? Guys, this is literally like our freaking toasty discussion the other day on Discord. I'm probably a diagonally person. So the only time I would actually cut a toasty, well, a toasty is cut, is if I'm having like a toasty made from like a jaffle maker, and a jaffle maker is basically these triangle ones. So I'd probably go diagonally. If I'm eating a sandwich, I'm never gonna cut it. I'm just gonna eat the sandwich the way it is. Is cereal a soup? No. No, I don't think cereal is a soup. You'd probably argue that, like, if you want to count something as the soup in cereal, it would just be the milk. So definitely not. And then, like, the actual cereal would be like a condiment on top of it. I guess a way of that is like French onion soup. You have like that onion soup and then you have like cheese on top. So no, I would say no. Toilet paper, over or under? I'm definitely an over. I actually get, this is gonna sound weird, but I do find people who have their toilet paper under weird. Do any of you guys have it under? Unpractical? Yeah, it's just, it's weird. Like over, you just, you know, you're there constantly. Pepsi or Coke? I really can't comment on this question too much. I don't really care either way. I have heard that depending on which country or region of the world you're from, you do prefer one or the other. So if I remember right, people from America generally tend to like Coke, but then people from Europe tend to like Pepsi. But I think one thing we have to remember is depending on what country you're in or region you're in, both drinks can be made slightly differently. I do know there's at least a couple of different versions of Coke. I'm not talking about like Coke Zero, Diet Coke, blah blah blah, but the actual Coke, like standard Coke, can be made a couple of different ways. It has some different ingredients, you know. As to which one I choose, Coke is actually just more readily available in Australia. Pepsi is not that popular over here, but I actually think I prefer Pepsi over it. Hey David, and hey Bengu, how you going? Have I ever had Mexican Coke? No, but that's one instance where I think like the makeup of it is a lot different. If I remember right, it's to do with the sugar in it. They have some different form. Is pineapple on pizza good? I am indefinite to this question. I really don't care. But personally, when I have pineapple on my pizza, what I tend to do is just pick it up and eat it first. So I'd probably say no.
Noobs drink Pepsi.
Your mum drinks Pepsi. Alright, Star Wars or Star Trek? I have to be biased here. I have watched like barely any Star Trek. And I watched some of the Star Wars movies growing up as a kid, so I don't really have one or the other. This should be like Star Wars, Star Trek, or anime. I'd click anime. So we'll go with Star Wars for this one. I think this one is kind of like a generational question though. I think this is a bit hard to answer. Because in this case I know a lot of like the older demographic would go Star Trek, whereas more of the younger demographic will go Star Wars. Would a dog wear pants like this or like this? This one's a bit hard, but when you go to thinking about it in terms of practicality, it has to be like this. Because when you have pants like this, basically it's like those like 12-year-old to 16-year-old boys, you know, who wear the really baggy pants and the underwear is constantly showing and it's like down halfway their ass, and you know, they can't walk. They have to like do like this waddle. Like they literally have to do a penguin waddle. Oh, I wrote penguin waffle, nice. I wrote pendant wackle, nice. But yeah, they literally have to walk like this. Like you have to have your feet so far apart that your pants don't fall down to your ass. Well, to your ankles more so. That'd go like this. Because this would be very hard to come off in comparison. Could Jack have fit on the door in the movie Titanic? Ah, this one's a sad one. I'm indefinite because depending on the movie, one plank is a lot bigger than the other. One thing you guys have to keep in mind though is that even if he could fit on it, what would the buoyancy be of it? Would it actually still be able to float with two people on it? Who knows? So for the purpose of this question, I'll say no, but I mean, it really depends. The chemist comes out, Sugna. Fit and float are different words, different. Well, okay, if I'm not thinking about the buoyancy and whether or not it can actually hold the capacity of two people, then sure, let's say yes. They could both fit on it. Are hot dogs a sandwich? No, hot dogs are not a sandwich. Who would think hot dogs are a sandwich? But yeah, I don't know why anyone would ever think like a hot dog is a sandwich. When I think of a sandwich, it has to be 2 pieces of bread. I didn't get coaching. Ah, okay. What about a sausage sanger? Yeah, so the only exception is how Mayo mentioned it. I don't know if anywhere else but Australia has that, but when you have a sanger sausage... let's see if I can find it. This will be a good representation of it. So you're actually using like bread, and you're diagonally putting it in half to have a sausage. So this I would technically class as a sandwich, just because you're using a sliced piece of bread. But if you're just using like a normal hot dog bread, then no, I would still classify that as a hot dog. Budding snags disgust me. Well, I have to find something relative. No one's gonna know what a budding snag is besides the Australians. But yeah, this I'd call a sandwich maybe. But yeah, I'd say no. Marvel or DC? I'm kinda indifferent to this. I'm not the biggest fan of either of them. I actually haven't seen any of the Marvel movies, like the Avengers and stuff, besides I think the first one, and I saw that on an airplane, so it wasn't really like a nice experience in comparison. Based on that, I'd probably say DC, because I've seen like Batman quite a bit. And all of the other movies associated. Does DC include Wonder Woman? Or is that Marvel? It's like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. I used to really like Green Lantern. I feel like he's very much one of the unpopular DC characters. And Merman. Merman's pretty badass. So we'll go with DC. I feel like the majority of people in this scenario are going to go with Marvel because like all of the latest quote-unquote good movies are like Avengers movies and stuff, so people just jump on that shit, I guess. Although, I don't know. I like some of the Marvel characters, so... Aquaman all the way? Yeah. Should we get rid of daylight savings? Now, having lived in 2 different states, I lived in South Australia, and South Australia had daylight savings. And then when I moved to Perth, Perth did not have daylight savings. Or it had daylight savings for like the first year or something, because they were running a trial to see whether or not they should do it. And then it didn't end up passing, because there are too many like old people in in Western Australia. So people are like, nah, we don't want this. Old whippersnappers. In terms of if we should get rid of daylight savings, I don't know. I think if people really enjoy soaking in the sun and stuff, I'm kind of not opposed to having it, because then people coming off of work and stuff can still have at least some sun hours during the day to just relax and chill. So I'd probably say yeah, sure. I know it does fuck up some people in terms of their sleeping schedule and stuff, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it affects you for like a few days to a week before you get used to it, right? And if you're a person who likes nighttime, you just shift your hours accordingly a little bit. I get that in some cases, some people might have the sun blaring in through their blinds or something, but you know. Are you people okay with... Shut up, Fluffy. Xbox or PlayStation? I'm definitely a PlayStation person. I grew up in PlayStations. I'm actually curious, how many of you are Xbox and how many of you are PlayStation? Because I know most people growing up would generally have both consoles, but we were never like, I guess, fortunate enough to have both. PC only? Really, Bruto? I didn't have a PC until I was about... Well, okay, no. I couldn't use a PC at home until I was about 13 or 14. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I find it so insane that like lots of people had more than one console in their house. Just all consoles? Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm very kind of envious of people who grew up in that era in that regard. And Arya, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Are we living in a simulation? Oh god. Alright, crackheads, open up. Are we living in a simulation? I feel like no matter what, you can't really know. Oh my god, there are so many yeses. I was not expecting that. In this case, I'd say no, because even if we were, we wouldn't know about it. Exactly. What Bruder said, you can't really test this hypothesis no matter what. You're your own subconscious. I would say yes. Okay, for those of you who answered yes, who is running the simulation? If you are living in a simulation. If I was a simulation, then fuck whoever's running it. Your mum. Greg, these nuts. John Cena. I don't know why I asked you guys this question, you fucking trolls. Psionics because it's bad. Sorry guys, I'm experiencing lag in real life. Oh no. Yeah, no, I'd say no. There's no way to test this, and you can't really know. I'm actually surprised this is a 50-50 answer. And that too in the favor of are we, in terms of we are living in a simulation. Can we check how many questions there are? Not many more. It's nearly done. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? So I'm really bad with names of films, so I have to look up images to remember what it is. Oh, okay. This was released during Christmas, wasn't it? I actually quite like this movie, if I remember right. It's really stupid, but it's funny. It takes place at Christmas. Yeah, but... Nah, I'd say no. Just because the theme is set in that time period doesn't mean that it's necessarily based on that time period. So I'd say no. Is The Passion of Christ an Easter movie? God. Oh, you've reminded me of, did any of you guys ever watch the Veggie Tales? If this just gives me a bunch of fuck. Did any of you guys ever watch this show, the Veggie Tales? We had to watch this in school. This is basically like a Christian cartoon based on vegetables. And I used to, as much as I'm not really religious, I used to really laugh at this show because it has some funny shit in it. I think he had a David and Goliath episode, and the contrast was really funny. Yeah. And it's some fucking really off-putting pickle. I wonder if I could find like a stream of this to watch in Discord with you guys. I think it would be funny to just sit down and laugh at it. It was a really funny show. And it was a nice sidetrack to, I guess, schoolwork. Don't you calories? Yeah, I probably shouldn't, hey. I'll get hungry. Want to eat his own kind. Oh, Fluffy, get off it. Oh no. Middle brownie piece or edge piece? I'm an edge piece person. I really like the crispy edges into the gooey center. I also just like the texture differences, I guess. I'm actually surprised this is half and half. Do you guys prefer middle or edge? I actually know quite a few people who like centerpieces in real life, which is like favorable for me because I always end up with the edges. It's the same way as sometimes when you go to cook rice and then you leave it cooking for a little bit too long and then the bottom crispies out a little bit. I like the crispy part. Edge because I'm living on the edge. Troyada knows how it is. Edge, best of both? Yes. I get the middle for some people if they just want the consistency of the same thing, but I can't see how else you would kind of justify the middle. Alright. Sock, shoe, sock. Or shoe, wait. Sock, shoe, sock, shoe. Or sock, sock, shoe, shoe. Sock, sock, shoe, shoe. I've never seen or met someone who does sock, shoe, sock, shoe. But that sounds like it sucks. Who would do that? Does anyone actually do that here? Middle is mid, exactly right. Enjoy, Norbits. The first are psychopaths? Yeah, just the feeling of having a sock and a shoe on before you put your second sock and a shoe on. You always have socks on anyway? I'm actually shut up, FairJame. I knew someone was gonna do that. I just thought it was gonna be Fluffy and not you. Yeah, does anyone actually do sock shoe, sock shoe? I do the sock shoe thing if I don't have socks on. What is the reasoning for it, Glenn? Like, why do you think to do sock shoe, sock shoe? My curiosity has peaked. One side at a time? I guess I like to balance things out, so that's probably why I like sock shoe, sock shoe shoe. I think the other thing is, like, from a sensory point of view, having a sock and a shoe on and then having your foot be a bare foot just does not sound like a pleasant time for me. So definitely go with secondary. See, you're such a minority, Glenn, holy! And sock not on the ground? How many of you here leave clothes on the floor? Because I was brought up in a household where that is not a thing. So that my socks don't get sandy? No, but that's why you wear thongs to the beach, hello. And I don't mean the G-string kind. Wait, you call them flip-flops. This one. Whenever I go to the beach, I just wear thongs. And then you can just use the water and just get it all out at once. It's so nice. You can wear any kind you want? No, that's blasphemy. Oh, you mean in terms of the thong? Yeah, I mean, if Hollow wants to wear a G-string at the beach, go ahead. We can have a viewing party. Now, the question was, do you leave your clothes ever laying on the ground? Like, do you take them off and put them on the ground? Or do you put them in a certain place, say on a chair, in the bathroom, hanging somewhere? Sometimes I go running on the beach and wear running shoes. Okay. I really struggle to run on the beach. But I think that comes because I really struggle at pacing myself while running. Generally, whenever I run, well, I used to... Okay, hold up. I always used to only be able to sprint run, basically. Because I would never be able to pace myself. Then a couple of years back, I started doing like running training and I started to get like quite far. And then I dropped it again. But I find it really hard to pace yourself to not sprint, to like jog. Depends if I want to wear them again. Okay, Sephi. On the ceiling, of course. Damn, Trader. You know you're from the southern oh my god. You know you're from the southern hemisphere when? Alright, iPhone or Android? Android. There's just too much customizability with Android. I know some people like iPhones because of the simplicity of it, but I just like Android. Android phones generally have better cameras as well, and cameras is like one of the main things I look for in a phone. Because I really like doing like photography and stuff, so... I'm surprised this answer is so heavily weighed through iPhone. Though I guess the people who would be doing this quiz might be Zoomers of the kind. Alright, 2 more questions. Does a straw have 1 hole or 2? What? Why would it have 2? I don't understand this question. How can a straw have 2 holes? Because there's 1 long hole? Yeah, I know it's 1 long hole, but how can someone justify it as 2? Is it because they folded in half or something? One hole, two. Yeah, it's like a cylinder. If you have a cylinder, you're not gonna say it has two holes. You're just gonna say it's one hole, and it's a cylinder. What? That question's weird. What? What the fuck? I'm so confused right now. One hole spotted? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Houston, we have a problem! Houston! Broke myself. Alright, smooth or chunky peanut butter? Now this one I want you guys to answer before I answer myself. Wait, I've got a question. Go on, Fluffy. How many holes does this thing have? Ooh. I'd probably still say one hole. They're all interconnected. This is hard though, because you do have two distinct cylinders. Now do ara ara. No. Yeah, I'd probably say one for that. Because if you think about it, right? If you block one of those holes, theoretically. Okay, no, you block 3 of those holes and you stand it up vertically and you fill it with water. That water is going to be filled by that one hole. I think it's 4 holes. No, then a straw would be 2 holes. Nah, fuck you guys, we're not doing this. Smooth or chunky peanut butter? I'm a chunky peanut butter person for sure. I like the different textures. Yeah, exactly. For anyone who says 4 holes for that, then they'd say 2 holes for a straw. Crunchy, chunky, chunky. Yes, I'm definitely chunky. What? This is actually another surprising answer. This and the 2 holes have actually baffled me quite a bit. I'm surprised so many people like smooth peanut butter over chunky. I wonder what the reasoning behind it is besides the texture. How many holes does the sewer system have? Depends how dirty you want to get, FairJame. Smooth for the winning? Nah, nah, nah. Well, to each their own, to be fair. But yeah. I just like the crunchy peanuts. I like numbing on nuts, so